phone's still kicking in. That is. Sweeping up the shop. There's another one. What's up, dude? Mike is making stuff in the house. Oh, hey. I don't want to throw that out. What's up, Michael? Had an eventful weekend, I'm sure. I popped in on your live yesterday. You were doing really well. Just trying to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy and all that, you know? Just kidding. I was just tired, man. I just need a day off. Check the chat. Mike said it was pretty cool. Got the welder set up. Hey, Matthew. Hey, welcome HGC, Matthew. Clear this area right here. Some of these pieces of stock I got, I don't want to throw them away, but I don't know what to do with them at the moment. They're taking up space. Yeah, shop vacs don't like these big pieces. They don't like the little pieces either. Michael said, Heather, get your boy. He's gonna pick up a Bible and start judging folks. Is that what he said? I'm known to do that. I'm known to say, you know, to bring back to the Bible when folks start getting crazy. When I get crazy too, I'll be like, man, just give me a Bible here. Just give me a Bible. Get me a Bible. Where's my Bible when I need it? The other day I said I exercise to exorcise. How do you like that? I invented that. Heidi, shoot, welcome, welcome. Shoot, shoot, buddy, shoot, buddy. Everybody here to skillfully watch me clean these chunks of wood from under the bed so I don't put my knees down on them. Pelado in the house. Favorite book or passage in the Bible? I mean, I could get emotional. Gosh, I read man, there's a lot. Let me see. Favorite book or passage in the Bible? It's a tough one. Let me think about that for a second, Pelado. That's a great question. I think it may be like the parable of the talents that I didn't understand that well when I was little. Or the parable of the lady, you know, had the stones thrown at her. That one. BW. Dinner is on, so got to go. Man, we're so far away from dinner here. I bet a lot of these folks in my chat wish they were in dinner right now. They'd be out of work. Well, I'm here to talk your ear off while you get to the halfway point of your work day. I know it's tough. Let me check this chat. Good question, man. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to think about that, Pelado. I'd probably, maybe the parable of the talents, man. But then Old Testament stuff. There's a lot of cool Old Testament stuff too that I like. You know, that Old Testament, I always tell people, Old Testament's rated R, man. New Testament is more like PG. Yeah, that's a funny one. Yeah, that all the stuff about David, which you find in several different books, Samuel, 1st and 2nd Samuel. Those ones. It's pretty interesting, like David and Bathsheba, stuff that, like, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk about. Let's change angles. See how easy I can move this bench here. Yeah, personally, not a big fan of collecting foreskins. No. I guess they really wanted the Philistines to, like, I don't know if the Philistines, did they, maybe Pilato knows this. The Philistines didn't circumcise, I guess, at that time. So that might have been why he wanted to get them to circumcise. Once I get done cleaning up, we can probably change the angle to a more ideal angle. What? Did you get dust in your face? What we got? Pilato's got some verses for us. Let me get. Even it's hard to get the chat on your thing here. Look at my ankles, y'all. Check out my ankles. Shoop said, okay, Calvin, I got to get to bed. I work tonight. I hit the like button. Thank you so much, Shoop. Appreciate you being here. Shoop member, Mike member. Who else? Like everybody's a member. Pilato is a member. Everybody end up in here. Even Heather's a member. Ouch. I almost hit that clamp. Totally understand. Folks got stuff to do. It's the middle of a work day. Paco, don't go in there and go to the bathroom. I know he likes to pee on stuff. Move that fan. Hit me more solidly. May have been permanent right there. Bottom's down too far there. Somebody asked that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's going to be 11 or 12. I might squeeze the 12th one on that.
Is there a distance of movement?
3 inches apart. Yeah. Good question. Excellent question. Not to get away from the Bible thing, but excellent question on how many inches between each slat do we have? We got 3. And you will find if you make a bed with that distance that your bed will feel very supportive. Yeah. So you don't want to distance them any more than that, really. If you do more than 3 inches, maybe you get away with 4. But I have done it. I have done many a bed. I've made a bunch of beds, and every time I've done them, it was too distant, and so I had to gap them. I had to do stuff to fill in those gaps. Cross pieces and joinery and they made them look sexy, but it was probably better just to have straight slats. And I learned that through experience. This wasn't even charging. Are we angled down here now? All right. famous composer, Gregorio Allegri made a piece of music back in the late 1400s, and he's setting of Psalm 41, I believe, one of my favorite songs. So emotional, just definitely something I like. I can't read the chat that well, so I'm trying to kind of stay up with the chat. There we go. Deuteronomy says no more than 10 slats, eh? I don't know. I do a lot more than that is what I did.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big bed of oversized. It's more like a platform bed.
Yeah. Interesting. Didn't know there was a biblical precedent for how many slats should be in a bed. There you go. There he goes. Knew it was coming. There we go. Have to back it, walk it back. See, he didn't know what he was talking about. He was just joking. All right, let me find my saw. Monday morning, dude. It feels like Monday morning. I mean, I can use that one, but I don't really want to. I probably got my other one over there. You see it over there? Pilato, again, man, thank you for your gift the other day, too. I need to make sure I'm going to make a post and thank all of y'all, but I truly do, and I'm humbled, you know. That's where I'm at. I just want to make sure everybody knows how appreciative I am of you, of all of y'all, man. Yeah, I did something with my hand saw. I'm gonna have to use my little saw for now. I can do it, but it's not a work piece you really want to work like this. Pinching, man. There must be a knot down there. I need my other saw for sure. It's biting on this saw so hard. Can't even get it in. I don't know why I wanted to pinch so hard down on the bottom of that. Because once you get about halfway down the mortise, the handle's not like thick enough to handle the pinch. Damn it, it's pinching my saw. I know what it is right now. Hey, Joey. There we go. That wasn't hard. You see my chat. Grab my phone. Thanks. There we go. If I can do this without hitting my camera, hit my light there. Carrie, welcome. Wes does it. Welcome. All my favorites in the house. That's everybody, by the way. You're all my favorites. That's Mike and Matthew and Pilato and Heather, BW. Gotta go have a dinner. Shoop, who had to roll out and go to work. And then we got Wes and Carrie up in here, and Billy. Great, we're doing good. I mean, that's where I want to be. That's my folks. So here's the goal today, is to get this thing done, man. And not the whole bed, but the runners, so I can sand down the bed. I went a little bit deep there, y'all see. You can see I'll go past that line a little, unfortunately. But we can clean that up. Clean that up. There we go. Dang, I can do it on this side. Right here, but I can't do it with the big chisel on the other side. I have to use a smaller chisel on the other side. I don't mind if there's a little bit of play in this joint here. The other side is so tight already. Really poor quality wood here I'm working with, guys. You're gonna see that. It's gonna split a lot. I'm gonna have to sand the mess out of it. Of course. Yeah. Alright, so let's do this. Heather, if you can hear me, what I need is a decent sized hand towel. CG, welcome. Smoke shop. We're cutting these mortises in so we can put the rest of these bed rungs in there. It's taking me forever. And I procrastinated by making mallets. Smokes. Yeah, that's where the knot is going to be. That's where it felt like it was when I cut in. Yeah, that's what happens with that. Better off on the floor. Yes, for my kids, but for my kids at their grandparents' house, and for my nephews and nieces. So they're going to use it at my, as a, sorry, Heather. It's a bed for guests, children, and there are a number of those. I'm going to build some decor around it so it fits the room. You know, the room fits it. Using conventional lumber because that's what's going to match it. I'm going to come up with some designs that use conventional lumber, but it looks cool and inventive, you know. Shout out to Heather, who's doing all this great camera angling, helping get y'all the best possible image that you can get. Yep, definitely. Take this time to acknowledge my members: Wes, Heather, Mike, Pelado, Shoop, I think Heidi also. Who am I missing? Say your name on me. Carrie's a member. I think Nikki New is a member. She's been around too. Shout out to all of y'all, man. I appreciate you. We're not even gonna worry about this blowout crap on the other side. See how ugly that wood is? We're gonna have to work it anyway. Basically the worst possible piece of wood. See that? Look at that, man. Look at that tear out. God bless it. These are gonna have to be sand and planed. Just what a mess. There's nothing I can do about it, guys. I just have to keep working it. And this side is way worse than the other side. And the other side's not great. Bark showing. It's like class, I don't know what you call that. Class C, class 3. It's not even class 2. That was a lie. But some of the runners are really good. Like decent pieces of wood. It's enough it'll hold up. We'll try to get it to look good. You know, that's the whole point here. Unlock my watch. I need to get the yard mowed too, man. Something else I gotta do. Yeah, but it's not gonna matter. John's right. I mean, John McNally said that's the side to chisel from. Unfortunately, that's where my camera is too. But it's not gonna matter. It's so crumbly. There's a knot right next to it, John. Do you see it? It's just so bad. It's so bad. I'm gonna work it anyway, John. But the wood is incredibly bad, dude. And I'm not even trying to make excuses. It's so crumbly. Look at that. Look at that. You see the knot right here, but you're right. Probably to come from the other side would have been smart. So crumbly, so ugly. Sorry. We're gonna stop saying negative stuff and say positive stuff. Keep moving. It's gonna have to be adjusted here anyway. All these beams are gonna get sanded down, like a lot. And if I had quality lumber on that side, like my last bunk had really good mortises cut into the side. They were all clean, in my opinion. You know. Oh, look at that. I'm looking at this thing. It's actually curved on the way down. It's actually the other one that needs to be. Yeah, at first I wanted to go tap, 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 tap with my framing chisel from the other side, but I realized my camera was in the way. So I came from the other direction. So John unfortunately caught me on something that was a big deal, because what happened is I defaced the side of that bed when he knew if I would have just come from the other way, I wouldn't have defaced that piece. Even with how bad the wood was, it probably wouldn't have, he's right, it probably wouldn't have defaced it. Now I got to worry about that. But all in all, guys, you know, I could have saved myself this problem if I just screwed down tenons or screwed down pieces, and I didn't do that either. So I think we're tight on the other side here. Second. It's the shoulder. It's not even the mortise, guys. It's the shoulder. 1 second. Yeah, that spruce smells good. Dan, welcome. Trying to set y'all up in a different spot so I can make some fabrications here. I gotta sharpen my chisels. Dan, welcome. Woodshed by Dan. Yes, spruce. That stud was spruce right there. Sorry, it's hot, guys. Shout out to Woodshed by Dan, a member. He is a member. I want to encourage everyone to pick their favorite channel and become a member. Yeah, it was a great smell, and I put it through the bandsaw. So that's what I'm finding out. It's not the mortise a lot of the time here, guys. It's the shoulder is pinching, right? So the shoulder is either cut wrong or too short. Usually too long, not too short. Too long is, well, it's just a piney smell. It's just like very strong. Like if you've ever cut a heart pine or a really slow growth pine, they have that real strong resiny smell. It's like that. I think this next stud I'm about to cut right now is actually Douglas fir. And it's a nice one too. Yep, Doug fir. Says it on there. Yeah, about right there. Need my measuring tape. Hopefully I didn't put it too far. I'm good with my phone. There we go. You see measuring tape over there? Maybe a little bit out from that. Zoom out a bit, babe. a bit, just so they can see me make marks. Oh, good. Yeah, it's 45 3/4. Is that the one with the broken end? Don't worry about it. I got another piece I can use. Yeah, it ripped. Probably better. I tried to fix it briefly. I'm gonna make this slightly longer than this thing though. This work piece here. Frostbite Digital, have you considered multi-streaming? Twitch has a decent maker community too, and you can get subscriptions from Amazon Prime members. Just curious, since you push channel memberships. Yeah, multi-streaming, of course. I was invited by TikTok to stream, which usually you have to have a certain number of subscribers, is my understanding. They invited me. I appreciated that. They invited me to stream there. I've started doing that a little bit, and then I have like the multi-streaming software, Frostbite, to go on multiple platforms. I just need a better signal in my garage, if that makes sense. I'm ready, and I even practiced it. Like I tried to multi-stream one day, and I didn't have enough. The internet wasn't good enough from the garage. I had an internet source out here. I canceled it because it was so bad. So the answer to your question is yes. And have we done it yet? No, because we're in beta rollout. We're in like rollout phase of that. So we're trying to. And yes, Twitch, the only problem with Twitch, if I'm going to be analytical about it, is that Twitch doesn't have a discoverability algorithm. Basically, they rely on other channels to other platforms to direct the users. They really need YouTube. They actually encourage their Twitch streamers to stream on other platforms so they can glean the data from those other platforms. So I know Twitch doesn't have the same kind of sophistication to the algorithm or whatever that that YouTube has, potentially even TikTok. But I do know people who their goal is to stream on Twitch. For example, my kids, they want to do that. We'll go on multi-platforms here soon. It'll probably be TikTok and YouTube most likely. And then I know that they're expanding. Discord has streaming too. That's a little funny about that though. I'm not sold on that TikTok streaming yet. Did I say TikTok streaming? I'm not sold on the Discord streaming yet. And y'all can see me dripping sweat out here, which is not my ideal situation. See how accurate we can be on this cut. It's tricky, man, especially when you got weight coming down too. This is rip cutting, this is cross cutting. The sweat is real. Sweat is real. That's true, man. Sweat is real, dude. That makes it real. I'm off the line. That's the kind of grain you want to look for when you're buying lumber. I think Mike was talking about that the other day. Away from the heart. We're going to cut this one down to the right size here. It's only taking a chunk off is all we got to do. But what we want to do is keep the straight edge. That was factory cut. So we don't want to cut that side. What the heck? You got violated? Wes doesn't say I just got violated, so I can't monetize it, but they put you in front of a huge audience. Oh, yeah, fuck them. You know how they do. Everything is illegal in China, so you know. Yeah, on TikTok, what'll violate you on TikTok is way more stuff than it'll violate you on YouTube. I need to turn that fan towards me. So hot. So friggin' hot in here, man. It's so friggin' hot. And Wes and I are gonna multi-stream, like we're gonna stream together one of these days. I know we're gonna do that. We just gotta pull it together. I gotta pull together the software. If Wes and I don't stream, we probably waste our time on the phone. You know what I mean? We'll sit there talking about the same shit on the phone. So, you know, sorry advertisers, but I'm going to have to keep it real here at some point. You got some workshop time in? BW, shout out, man. I got your mallet ready. We're going to get all these mallets out very shortly. Very shortly. I want people to get them in the mail and be psyched and not forget about where it came from. Let's go back in the chat a second. Spooky Sauce said, never mess with TikTok. Wes was talking about him being like violated on there. BW said, how's everyone doing today? I was sent home from work because I was sick. BW, don't go to work sick and make them send you home. Did you cough on them all before you left? Mike said, me either. But on the positive time, got some workshop in. And Mike's me either is about not using TikTok. Heather B said, welcome, Spooky. Billy Shoemate said, hey, BW. Mike is making stuff, says, I don't think I need TikTok, but who knows? Maybe you don't, Mike. I don't know. It's just leverage. Heather B said, BW's, everything's got a silver lining. True. Heather B said, TikTok is fun, but the algorithm is different than YouTube's. Absolutely, different platform. And then Woodshed by Dan said, hi, BW. Shout out to everybody, all my subscribers, and all my members that are in the chat. Y'all see me dripping sweat, dude? It's gross. Sorry. It's because you guys make me nervous. A little shorter than I would want. It's okay. How'd I do with the line? Looks like I was right on the line, actually, dude. Let me watch that replay because it's showing a replay on that. Thank you, John. Hey, John knows how to cut. Thank you. That was an excellent. I'm glad John was watching because all he saw was me doing trash work earlier. So I want him to see me do some decent work. That cut was right on the line, dude. I'm watching it right now. Hell yeah. I love cutting with these saws, dude. I could probably cut way better with one of these than I do with a circular saw. Circular saw has been getting on my nerves recently. All right, so now we got two pieces. All that needs to happen is the dovetail on the end needs to be laid out such that it's not a pain in the ass to lay it out on the tie beams, you know. So I want to do it, I'm doing them just to tie the two sides together. Probably only needed to do two, but I got ambitious and decided to do them all. I can tell John. John says he's been a carpenter for 40 years. I can tell John was right about cutting that mortise from the outside. I kind of get that vibe, man. I know you're watching from the gallery, but yeah, I figured you had been, John. So we got 2 7/8 inches from the end of these, and although I want my shoulder to be clean here, it more matters that I just take my time with putting the mortises in, you know. As long as my layout marks are straight here, the shoulder is in the right spot. And let me move this closer to the camera so y'all can see. A dovetail is a great joint because it provides tension, right? From multiple directions. It can hold from multiple angles, and that's why I'm using them for a specific purpose here, and that is to tie my my two tie beams, or the long beams on the top and the bottom, together. I didn't use a brittle like I used on my last set of bunk beds, and that held the two sides together, so I had to come up with something else. "75-degree angles," what these are. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, you'll see, John. I'm some days good, some days bad. You know, I'm inconsistent. See you in a minute, John. Wes does it. Said, "Hey, Dan." Heather B said, "Glad to have you, John." Plywood said, "I just want my shoulder to work right." Man, I know how you feel, man, when you're hurt. Which I bet Dan says, "I'm working in the shop, so I might not see the chat, but you're on." Appreciate you, Dan, man. Keep us on. We'll check in on you. You know, that's how we always do. I used to have a lot of really fancy tools too. Y'all know that. I don't know if I ever told you that. Fancy shop with fancy tools. But you know, if you go through tough times in life and you end up homeless, whatever you can't fit in your truck, whatever you can't fit in your trunk or your back seat or have family members hold for you, that's gone, man. That shit is gone. Gone, gone, gone. Then I keep tools, as I was telling Wes, I keep some tools at my folks' place so that I can do projects over there. A mallet, I got another Ryoba saw over there because I like to, I'll cut trees down with those things. Sometimes if it's a little sapling, I won't even use a chainsaw. I'll save the danger and just put a handsaw to it. Because we all know every time, I love chainsaws, but every time you operate one, there's a certain inherent danger. Frostbite Digital said, I'm starting a platform specifically for craftsmen, tradesmen, teachers, lobbyists. Hobbyists, not lobbyists, thank God. Don't start a page for a lobbyist. So that discoverability is less of a factor. Both the creators and the consumers are there for the same thing. Frostbite, that sounds like a brilliant idea. And I know you're a brilliant person, so I'd say you do that. And then Smoke said, I've lost it all twice. That's why I work for myself. Yeah, man. I got a friend in Florida, man. He's been in and out of prison. He's a millionaire, man. You know, like he's done really well. He's managed to start businesses after being completely ruined. So never ever give up. Never go and decide you're gonna end it all or whatever. There's always light. There's always a possibility that you could get it back. You know. I told my parents, I said, I've had some tough moments in my life, and they know that. But I said, I will never harm myself for financial reasons. Like, I'll never harm myself for being ruined financially. There's many people who have been ruined, including the current president of the United States. He was essentially ruined, and then he started a media business, became a personality on television, and pulled himself out. Now he's a billionaire, you know? No matter what tells you, he was not rich that whole time. So, and fan or foe of his, you will acknowledge that, you know, now he's considered very wealthy. There's no one's gonna argue that. So, 2 7/8. I'm probably going to want to flip and do these on both sides. Y'all see how long this stuff takes, man. Very, very time consuming. It's all right though, man. That's part of the meditative nature of it. BW, you should, man. He said he's got his wifey and kids. I consider myself rich. And that is rich, man. You should be happy about that. Frostbite Digital said he lives as if he's wealthy, whether he is or isn't. Yep. And at his age, that's all that matters. And who are we speaking of? Let me go back for Frostbite. See who he's talking about. Smoke Shop says it's LMAO. Nobody can take it away what you've learned, though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Whatever your skills were that you built, those tools are in your head. That's what Wes said, by the way. It is very true. They can't take what you learn. And you know, when you cut and you label and you measure and you do this over and over and over again, and then you show someone else, as we were talking about the other day, you show someone else how to do it, you remember it. They say when you teach somebody something else, you retain 70% more information. Oh, okay, Frostbite Digital. Let me go back. Frostbite Digital said he lives as if he's wealthy. Well, yes, that's right. And before he answered his own phone as his own secretary. I don't know if you know this, and I thought that was just, honestly, I got to give you this. I told Heather the other day, I was like, that's straight up genius. Be your own agent so that you can fake it till you make it. That was how he got his book deal, I think, was doing that. So, you know, credit where credit's due, man. That's all I'm going to do here. Yep. It is so hot out here, man. What the heck? Why is it so humid today? I turn that fan a little more towards me. Heather, if you're not busy, could you grab me some water? Yeah, I'm gonna need some water. Hold on 1 second, folks. I will be right back. And we will cut. All right, folks. I'm back. We're gonna cut the shoulder first. And even if it's been a little too big recently, we're gonna leave a little, just make sure we're on the outside. On this side, I'm on the outside line. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if these are straight, as long as they just go to that. And it's tricky because they're not exactly even. All right, we'll work with that. Back to the bottom of the chat. Cat Rich. Yeah, I love that. Cat Rich is kind of like being real rich, except for the opposite. I don't know if you knew this. They make you poor. Lunch is over, buddy. I know, man. I should. I mean, I will make more mallets, no problem. I'm apparently pretty daggone good at it. Like these ones came out really nice. Yeah, we're gonna get this bed done, dude. I'm like committed. I gotta make a rail for it too, which is even trickier. To make it look good, I don't want it to look like everybody else's rail. Make sense? I want to bend the wood, but I might actually just cut curves. I got this cedar from a tree I harvested years ago. I don't know if y'all knew this, but I was finishing my workout right now. My watch says I've been working out for 4 hours, so I'm doing a great job. Oops. That's interesting. Billy said, dogs are a man's best friend, but cats don't tell the cops where the drugs are. What was I coming over here for? Something in very specific. Very specific. New person in the chat is Elficio Vaquer. Welcome. Bayram, welcome. Appreciate y'all saying something. Thank you, baby. Sorry.
Byron. Hi. Thank you.
Bayram or Byram? I'm from here in the United States. I take it you're from outside the States, or if I told you where I was from, it might not mean anything to you. I can tell you the state, but if that's only if you need to know, if you want to know. Other thing I forgot to tell you. You don't have to do this. Is that gum? I thought I brought it with me. I might have actually. It might be in my backpack. Just yeah, someone just said, I think it was I don't know, it was Frostbite.
Turkey. Sorry.
Frostbite said, oh, Turkey, great. Welcome in from Turkey. Yeah, I'm from here in the United States. I have had some other Turkish folks come on here. I noticed by the names, but welcome. Appreciate everyone from everywhere.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, gum, yeah.
Oh, you want this in here too, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I went over there for. Bug spray. The bugs are getting after me. These little gnats, they just wanna get after you, wanna get in your face, like you can do something for them, like you can't even eat me, man. You know, I'm not even the right flavor. Poop is the right flavor, right? I mean, like blood is the right flavor, but me. My job is this, man. My job is I make woodwork on a live stream. Y'all see that line is far away. Let me correct this line because it's not in the right place. But I think what he means maybe is what job am I doing? But what I'm working on, Bayram, is a bed. If you go back to the beginning of this live stream, then you can check out how I made the bed or whatever. You can look at it, but this is part of a bed. I think that's what he's asking, like what is the job I'm doing, not what is my job. Look, man, I missed that. That's where the line should be. Look at that. Caught it. So what Frostbite said about leveraging other platforms. It kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier, which is the goal is the leverage. If you keep all your stuff on one platform, yeah, I got myself. Hey, Ray and Sandy, welcome. Yeah, there's a million of these on this bed too, Ray and Sandy. I got like, literally, I've carved like a million of these dovetails out of 2x4s. So I'm gonna add, when I finish, I'm gonna have 24 of them on my bed as all the rungs. It's actually quite a nice little piece of lumber. Now I can't do a stop cut where the camera is, so I gotta kind of, y'all know I'm working right around where the camera is. See, I just hit it. I want to do a stop cut along here just in case, just careful, just be careful. Ray and Sandy saying hi to Billy and hi to Heather. Appreciate Ray and Sandy stopping by. Appreciate everybody stopping by, all my members. Carrie was in here too. Shout out Carrie for her gift. Shout out Palato Plywood for their gifts. Nikki New, wherever she's at, shout out to her for her gifts. Shout out to Wes for his amazing gifts. Wes gave me like 20 members of, and he gave memberships away. So shout out to Wes for that. I know he's working on a job today. Like he's got work to do, so he's gonna be in and out. Dang, I just took a chip of good wood off that side. Did not want to do that. Something wrong? Oh, thank you, baby. Ideally, you know, if you have a problem, you come from diagonal right here. That's what I was talking about the other day. But I'm pretty confident with this chisel, at least right now, that I can come straight on if there's any semblance of a stop cut in there. So we're just going to continue in that direction. And you see it comes right off. Sweet. Great. Hey, don't forget to double tap that screen, like this video. There's little things you're gonna learn, you know, if you're not, you could be a carpenter, you could be a tradesman and still not have a lot of this kind of experience. And it makes sense, you know? So it's little things you gotta learn when you're handling wood by hand, like literally handling it. And it's mostly about the behavior of the wood. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it online. Even the experienced woodworkers talking about working, you know, with the wood when you can and against the wood when it's easier. That's what we do here. So that one's done. Let's flip it around. Why do I want to be above this line when I make this cut? Because I can always take more off, right? I can never add wood back. I watched a YouTube or Instagram video of them making dovetails on the side of a log cabin the other day, which I have seen before but never seen any YouTube videos of. So those are even bigger dovetails. We got this knot right here. It's going to be tricky. So we want to attack it by doing this here. Make several cuts around it. There's even one on the top. Please do subscribe to the channel. We are always working on projects here. And we're associated with a family of people that's always working on projects. So basically, once you get in here and you hang out in here for a little while, you start seeing other people doing things that you like. You may latch onto those folks too. And you got to get on the ground floor so that we all know you, you know, and you're part of the fam. So subscribe, check us out. I mean, we're here every day, at least one of us, one of the crafts people on here is here every day. I'm going to venture to do that. I'll take one day a week off. But the goal is to be here almost every day for y'all. And then, you know, you have someone there, and I like to listen to what y'all say too. We did not do stop cuts here, so this is a little bit riskier here. You got to stay. Because I got very little gap right here. I hit the camera when I do that. A CNC router is what I am. Calvin and Calvin. Yes, they are. Very good. Plywood made a great point. Log cabin dovetails are also angled outward to help drain rain from the joints. They also they're more like half lap dovetails because they hang over the previous dovetail and lap over. You know, it's like a lap joint and a dovetail. Beautiful to see them come together, but it's a massive type of construction. So you only can do that when you have access to that type of wood and you're planning on like really a log cabin like that. You need something under it, or you know how wood and mud, if I have Wes in the house or anyone else who has ever dealt with construction, talking about what you put your foundation on and how important that is. You know, wood does not go straight on mud. If you do that, you're giving that thing a lifespan, a very short lifespan. Say you build a house on posts that you stuck in the ground, which is how the first houses in America were built, mud and stud. Man, tons of people. John McNally asked, who else streams woodworking? So you saw Wes in the chat. John, he does. I think Ray and Sandy do too. Let me go back because Mike is making stuff, also streams woodworking, but Wes does it. Woodshed by Dan. Anybody else who I saw up in here? Oh, BW Wood Turning. He turns, so he's got a turning channel. So John, that's a good question. There's a whole community of us. A lot of the people you see popping in the chat, dude. Now Plywood just kind of does his own thing. He makes videos about like traffic and funny stuff. But there are a number of other folks in the chat. Smokes also does woodworking, Woodshed by Dan. So I hope I said everybody's name. Check any of those people out, John. Those people all have woodworking channels. And then as far as woodworking oriented lives, there's not that many of them. Jacob Hartwork says, I do woodworking and love doing this job. And we love that you love doing this job. Thank you for the comment, Jacob. Definitely subscribe to this channel though, John. You could teach me some stuff. I'll sit here and I'll listen. I know how to listen. Wes has been a contractor for, I don't know how many years, 30 years or something. So Wes is, oh good, John, thank you. Wes is also like, he's gonna say things and do things you're gonna be familiar with. It might make you feel comfortable, so check out that. But also check out Mike, who has those some skills too, and we all have different skills, you know. But Wes is he's the resident contractor, you know, head contractor, and had been a contractor for a number of years. So scroll back through the chat, find his. He has you know, like 9,000 subscribers, so channel no joke. And you'll see those people pop in my chat a lot. Even other woodworkers, like a lot of turners. I like to watch the turners' channels, so sometimes they pop in. People doing various things, CNC and 3D printing, just all kinds of different crafting. I think Frostbite Digital does that type of stuff, like he's on a more digital thing now. Do believe he has woodworking experience though. If I'm incorrect, somebody correct me. The Frostbite's still in the house. And then Pelado, who was in the chat earlier, Pelado does woodworking also on his channel. There's a whole bunch of my members that have woodworking channels. Big Mex, Whacking Shack. Honestly, y'all, as long as these joints are fluted outward, it really doesn't matter whether they're right. So I don't put a lot into whether I get the line right on both sides. You can see it doesn't matter. I got it wrong there, but I will straighten up this mess here. Because each mortise is tailor-made, so it doesn't matter that much. Hey, if you're a woodworking channel in the house and want to plug your channel, now's the time to do it. Oh, trust me, there's been moments where I have told myself that this was not a good idea. For sure. Like, just make regular runners, Calvin. Why you gotta make it more complicated? Sorry. Let's see, it blew out right there. I watched this Icelandic boat building video, and they did a lot of their curved pieces like this, and I was like, I'm gonna start doing more pieces with lateral cuts. I feel like I get more control that way. BW Wood Turning said, I could not make a dovetail joint if my life depended on it, but I can make an accurate copy of a staircase spindle on 10 min flat. Now, here's where my limited turning experience comes in. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Rayan said, he said, most of our lives are just shooting the breeze. I don't really do builds on the live. And that's an approach too, because they need to love your personality, right? They need to know Ray and Sandy, not necessarily what you're doing, because a lot of stuff is Googleable, right? The value you're going to provide is most likely the value of yourself as a person. Now, I've told people other creators who I talk on the phone with, I've said that to numerous times, that the currency is not money, and the value is not in what you're doing necessarily. It's in who you are and your connections that you make with people. Your personality. I mean, it's good that you know how to do something, but we have so much information at our fingertips that that's not enough anymore. I think I'm down to like my last 4 rungs here. Carrie? Well then, I guess I need to start trash talking now. Welcome back, member of the program and friend, Carrie. We like to answer Carrie's questions. Carrie always asks awesome questions, like she prepares them ahead of time. Oh, Ray and Sandy, oh great. Glad you could do that. Oh yeah, that's cool. So when you do that private lesson for Kelly that you're going to do, BW, that's the business she's going into. So she might actually appreciate some of that little extra knowledge that you can throw at her about how to do the spindle. She's a very intricate artist. She's a very good listener too. So you're going to find that she's a great student, I think. BW. Look at that freckly arm, man. Front row seats for freckly arm is what y'all get. Move this back to like right here, because I think you can see it there. Right here, probably right. Pelado. Didn't know Pelado was still in the gallery there. Pelado got a channel. I did mention his channel. Thank God. I don't want to leave anyone's channel out. Mike is making says, when Mike is making his on, he says, welcome back to my belly. They like that. People like that belly view. Oh, Pilato said, took a call from my mom, but I'm back. Pilato, did you go to BYU? I saw your BYU hat on. I'm gonna say because my grandfather went to graduate school there. Got his master's in chemistry there. Thought you might have. Yeah, my grandpa got his chemistry degree there. My only college educated grandparent. Yeah, Carrie, I think it's more his wife than his mom. His mom probably may have been. I'll let Pilato give us an update on his wife. I know she's out of town and in outpatient care, but if Pilato wants to give us an update, we'll certainly listen. Are we far enough back here y'all can see? That's the correct line right there. Oh, great. Pilato said, haven't heard from her yet today, but she was doing pretty well last night and maybe getting discharged again today. Yeah, no, Carrie, I know. Carrie said he just talked to his mom. Yeah, so just to fill you in, Carrie, I don't know if you know this. Hey, Scoodoobie, welcome. Carrie said Pilato's wife had a kidney transplant. Her sister was kind enough to donate her kidney, so they did double surgery. They did surgery to remove, if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pilato, surgery to remove his sister-in-law's kidney and then implant it in his wife. And that happened, I don't know, a week and a half ago or so is what I'm thinking. And so she's a person who has had multiple organ transplants over the course of life, almost every major organ. So she's been suffering for most of her life. So we're hoping that this kidney transplant holds and she can start making some improvements and get a lifestyle that she wants. A little over 2 weeks, he says now. Everybody wants to be healthy. Health is wealth, man. Ishwar Tarha, welcome. Ishwar, welcome. We got Betty Baker on here? They could be. You're right, John. There is a more efficient way to do it. Also, if I used a router, I could just make a router jig and route around them, John. But rather than that, I decided just to do everything by hand. It's good practice. But yeah, I mean, there's multiple ways. You're right, John. I could make a plywood form. That's how I did my my curves and my braces. John, I'm going to move this because I want to show John the bed real quick, and I'll move it right back. So that's the bed right there. I don't know if you saw that or you went back to the beginning, but you see my curved braces. I made a template for those. But that's those. Now let me move my camera back to where it was. Yeah, it's horrifying. Yep, it's a tough situation for them. So we've been asking Pilato all the time about his wife, and they had a good, everything went well. So it's just all about recovery. And then you're right, John, you could actually go over and just route out. You can even have a mortise jig and just put it over the thing and route around it. Like, I'm sure that's the way you would have done it. And you would have gotten the bed done in no time, you know. Probably my next build, I'll do some jigs, because there's nothing wrong with having a jig for something, you know. I can do a jig like this, jig, but I won't do that. That's not the kind of jig I want to do. Great practice cutting though, man. I can feel knots in there. There's something in there. Something's not right in there, dude. No, you can't carry. Excellent question, Carrie, as usual. With a Ryoba saw, once these teeth are dull, you have to replace the blade or you have to replace the saw. You can't sharpen those teeth. Has to do with the quality of steel they use on Japanese saws. If I had Mike in here, he could probably elaborate on that. Appreciate you, Carrie. That's what we're here for. Yeah, with Ryoba saws, they're not like Western saws where you can sharpen the teeth theoretically, though people don't that much anymore. They just get new saws. Not unless they're the expensive ones. You know, like fancy tools. My fanciest tools are hand tools, you know. My Sorby chisels, my slick, those are my expensive tools. That slick was probably a couple $100, man. Imagine a hand tool that costs you that much. It's like my chisels are like my golf clubs. If you add them all together, it's thousands of dollars. No question. So Pilato's just posted the link. It's not a hot link, so you can't click it. But if you want to cut and paste that out of the chat and check her progress, she has her own channel as well. Melinda does. And we happily encourage folks to travel to that channel and give her your best wishes and stuff. It's always good. And also subscribe and become a member to Pilato's channel, where you directly can contribute to Pilato, who needs that. He needs that contribution in order to be able to keep doing what he's doing, because he's got a monetized channel and a lot of pressure. And so the only way he can continue is if he's generating funds on that. So this is what y'all got to do. Go to Pilato's, become a member, make a donation. In the name of Melinda, you can even do that in a super chat on Pilato's live stream. If you were thinking about, if you're thinking about giving me something, how about this? use it on Pilatos, and that's fine with me. I just lost my chat. I'm gonna have to go back behind the camera to check the chat now. Also, almost Pilato's birthday, as I recall. So it wouldn't be a bad thing for him to see some members, some contributions. What we all know is that we know, just like us, there's a lot of people out there who crave crafter content all the time for whatever reason. They want to do it. Like they love to watch people make things. They want to do it, or it relaxes them. A lot of reasons people watch crafter content. People like the way to know about how people did stuff back in the day, which is how we do stuff here. A lot of our stuff is traditional building. Plug my phone in, folks. Check that chat. B-Rad D-Max, I will ship you a toolkit. Appreciate you, B-Rad D-Max. We'll take that. Pilato makes me giggle. He does. He does have a penchant for that. So he did put a hot link on there. Pilato did, for those of you who want to make a donation. Yeah, that's right. A lot of stuff going on in the chat that I love. A lot of conversations that are big here. Wasn't no hand tools is what Robert G said. Yeah, he's pretty easy, man. Just cut some risers and cut some stairs and don't make it more complicated than it is, am I right? Some jobs, joinery is not the answer. Especially jobs where you have an immediate need for them to be done. Like if I got a framing, like I had to reframe a door on this house. That was not, my first priority was not fancy joinery, I can tell you that. It was getting straight studs. Y'all see how clean that piece came out? Carrie always got good questions, man. Telling Wes about that. It always comes with the questions that are like lead to the right dialogue. We're gonna start doing more member stuff since I got 35 members at the moment. I could definitely run some members only stuff and we can just yuck it up, laugh about stuff, make fun of people who aren't there. Just kidding. We do that too though, not gonna lie. Let me go back and check this chat. Benjamin Dog in the house. And you've got great questions, Carrie, so I'm glad you're curious and glad you want to learn. Let me flip this around, do the other side. Get out from under my table, dog. Get out from under my table. Thank you. Yeah, definitely a template probably would have been a good route to go with this. It would have made this a lot easier. I could even probably still do that and make the end of it easier. But now that I only got 2 or 3 more of these to go, it might not even be worth it. If you're not against a straight line 90-degree angle, then the 75-degree angle that you find is not going to be the right angle. I mean, it's not going to be a right angle anyway. It's not going to be the correct angle. If you're looking, because 75 is like a good medium dovetail angle in my experience. Probably got to brush up on that again. It's been a while since I studied on what angle dovetail should be. But I recall it being somewhere in that neighborhood. And the corner is the guide, the bottom line in the corner. So once I got that, I just lay it out. I love that. Boing, boing. Let's go back a second. You know, Robert's starting a channel. He was starting one last time I checked, because Carrie said, do you have a channel? There you go, Robert G. I used a wooden mallet and a chisel to get rid of rotten wood too under the framing I was doing too. Robert G said I used a wooden mallet and a chisel to get rid of something on my job. Yes, I would say Pilato said peer pressure isn't nearly as concerning to me as P pressure. I would agree with that. Now let me get back to what I was doing. Uh-oh. See how I'm just inside that line, guys? That's okay, because we want to be able to trim that off with pot. I'm going to stay inside that line. I'm not going to try to tread that line usually. They are different on these sides here. Trickiest one right here. I think I might need to be getting towards sharpening. We'll see. Y'all know I'm very picky about the sharpness of my chisels. I don't play around with these things. I like them to be very sharp. We often do sharpening tutorials on this channel. I have my phone charging, so I can't read the chat at the moment.
Brian's in there.
Brian Noger, what's up, man?
Carrie and Robert answered your question.
Oh, thank you. 8 to 10 degrees. What are we talking about? What's the degrees for?
You're talking about hardwoods and the angles of dovetails.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you guys know this pine though, or this is softwood here. And it's not regular dovetails we're dealing with here either. If they were dovetails going into a box or a piece of like a cabinet or a drawer, it would be a little different. These are kind of more like what we were talking about with the log cabins. These are dovetails that serve a little bit different of a purpose. And that purpose is to tie my two sides together. They can't provide more strength, but they can tie my two strong sides together, and that's what I decided to use them for.
Daddy says, what kind of chisel? Is it worth it to get good ones?
All right, these are Narex chisels, what they call the low end of the high end. Okay, so definitely these are better than going to your box store and getting chisels. The chisels at your box store are not going to be good to this kind of woodwork. So Narex did not pay me, so I don't usually put people's names out there, but I do love my Narex chisels. So shout out Narex. That's the last free advertisement you're getting. They make these in the Czech Republic. And then also, I have my Sorby chisels, which are industry standard. You can't even see the name on there. I've used it enough. But Robert Sorby framing chisels, pretty much anybody who's doing it is going to have those too. Great question. Only thing that matters is get your chisels from to do woodwork. Don't get your chisels at a big box store with plastic handles. You just don't want those. Believe it or not, you'll probably pay more at Lowe's getting plastic handle trash chisels than you would getting a set of Narex chisels offline because of a million different reasons. It's like the convenience factor. I don't know why this thing is. That's a little off there, but we can fix that. Side to side, my problem was here on this one. You see I came from this angle, so I was a little off on that. Sorry, everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, piecemeal's not a bad way. Guitar Daddy said I was looking at getting file chisels, P-F-E-I-L, just buying them over time. Yeah, that's kind of how I did with my golf clubs. You know, 2 golf club references today. Scoodoobie said I can recommend 2 cherries and file chisels. Pilato said I bought 1 unhandled Narex Richter chisel on sale, the 1/4 inch. That's a, yeah, that's a, oh yeah, that's right. I saw that in your video, man. Yeah. Just handle it, you know, which is kind of fun anyway. I want to make some handles. I want to make a new axe handle. Scoodoobie said, Pilato, I just have found out from this live that you have a channel and I just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing to Pilato's channel. He's been busy, but he is a content creator, excuse me. And he is a busy content creator. When he's doing it all the time. He was on the other night. He goes on late, right, Pilato? Tell him when you go on. We try to, man, as a group, we provide like almost 24-hour woodworking. And if you include guys in there like, what's his name out there in England, Sherwood Forest, Lions. I mean, there's folks in the greater community and the more peripheral community. They're on 24 hours doing woodwork, man. You can almost find it 24 hours. A lot of those are people that we know. We know each other, you know. In this community, generally, we know who the other one is. The folks on the very top don't know who we are. Sometimes they do. Here we come. Watch out now. Oh yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, what Pilato's talking about. He said a couple years ago, I bought plastic handle cobalt chisels. Probably fine for construction, not good for woodworking. That would be correct. That was what I was talking about. And Cobalt has some okay tools, but their chisels, when they say woodworking at the Lowe's or the Home Depot, they mean like emergency stuff. They're not like actual wood crafting is not, they don't have tools for that really. Besides sandpaper and Forstner bits. I don't know what else I can get there. They used to sell razor saws and stuff there, at least the one by my house. The one down here doesn't have Ryoba saws or pull saws of any kind. No sir, they do not. Robert G said Menards sells a set of Bailey chisels that are decent woodworking chisels. Robert G, you know that they don't have Menards down in the South. Save big money at Menards. That's a Minnesota thing. Are you from Minnesota, Robert G? Or the Midwest? Forged my first chisels. I still use it. 5/8. That was my emergency chisel. I forged it from, looks like he said a file. That's Mike's stuff right there. Mike will do that too. Crushing on the, by the way, can y'all double tap the screen? Give me a couple likes. Got a lot of people up in here. Duh, West Virginia. Y'all got Menards in there. I didn't know you had Menards down in West Virginia. Man, Menards is doing it. It's also in Maine. Wow. I'm pretty sure that started in Minnesota. Menards did. Hey, double tap that screen, like this video, folks. I need to get myself up to like 40 likes. Let YouTube know you like where you are. All you got to do is, if you're on the phone, double tap the screen. Save big money at Menards. We used to have this store called Ben Franklin when I was little. Y'all know about Ben Franklin? They still have those? Frank's Nursery and Crafts too. Love that place. Miss Heather knows about that. If you know, you know Frank's Nursery and Crafts. I haven't been to a Menards since I was last in Minnesota though. Oh, okay. Yeah, Michael's. Yeah, that makes sense. Is Michael's still in business? I don't even think they're in business anymore. Joann's just went out of business. I think I saved up for a slingshot when I was a kid because my friend in my neighborhood had one, and we would shoot them. We would make targets He'd actually steal his dad's beers, and I know his dad hated this, man. He stole his dad's beers, and we shook him up. We shot rocks at him with the slingshot. And we had like bullets, like pellets that we shot at him too. Michael's is, but Joanne's is gone, yeah. And Professor Oak says, and it was uphill 2 ways. Shout out Professor Oak, welcome by the way. That's funny story. I don't know, I probably told this story on here. When I was younger, it rained and it froze. It was like 2 inches of rain and it froze. And the streets were like ice skating rinks. And we literally had to go to the grocery store to get my mom some basic groceries and my friend's mom some basic groceries. So we took the sled that you see behind me on the wall, right there, that sled, and we loaded it up and we crawled up the hill, man. The hills were not walkable because it was all ice. So we couldn't do it that way. So we went to the grocery store, and then on the way back, our sled got away from us on the hill because we all fell. And then when sliding down the hill, it was like going uphill because we had to crawl downhill too, so we didn't get going. And the sled went down the hill and ran into a parked car, and all the grocery bags we had for both our parents, including eggs in there, hit the car, and it all went flying. It was crazy because none of the eggs broke. Divine intervention. Y'all see that? Divine intervention. None of the eggs broke. We got one more of these I got a car, folks, and we're going to do it. As long as I got you. I actually got to do 2 more, but I can do 1 more today. I am a little concerned about the end of the bed being a little gap there. I'm going to have to come up with a solution for that. But now is not really the time for that. Here's some southern yellow pine. This one's going to be crumblier when I work it. It's going to be worse. Let me double check this width too here. And it's a little bit on the short side. And it's on the short side. I'm going to do it anyway. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen, with this bed, and the next thing to do is basically sand it and finish it. Appreciate you, Carrie. I'm here with you, and we are going to do it. We're going to do it. SYP, Southern Yellow Pine. 2 7/8 inches. That's the width of the runners that it's going into. But this beam's a little short, so probably it needs to be like a little on the shorter side. We'll just cut it normal, and whatever I have to do with the shoulders, I'll figure it out. We're going to do a dovetail box for a giveaway. That's going to be more like regular dovetails, so you'll see our regular dovetails if you've never done them before are constructed. We're going to do a single dovetail, the most simple, because once you add another dovetail to it, makes it trickier. I'll do a simple one first, and we'll do a double dovetail after that. Do them all with hand tools. There is some use for a coping saw that I don't have actually when you do multiple dovetails. And then some tools I don't have, like a marking gauge. I really should have a circular marking gauge. And a needle compass, that you stand and dance around. You really want to have one of those too. VLC, welcome. Appreciate everybody being here. Carrie keeping that chat rolling. Member Carrie. Remember everyone else who's in here, all the other members in there. We got 35 members right now. Appreciate everybody with the hearts. Appreciate the likes. No splinters. That's the way I am too. No splinters. There we go. VLC said, Pilato, brother, hi. Scoodoobie said, this is a great chat. I agree, Scoodoobie. Carrie said, I'm trying to. And then she's going to continue, I'm sure, the statement here in a minute. Unless that precedes it. There you go. Robert G said, LOL. Yeah, no splinters, but I even chamfered the ends of the top rail on the handrail. Excellent. Love chamfering. We're friends of chamfering around here. Let's go ahead and do the other layout. We'll make that. It's all cutting after that. Little schmutz on this. 2 7/8. Oh man, these speed squares are awesome. I don't know if y'all know this. You can do all kinds of awesome things with these things. Maybe have Mike do a lesson on that. Mike show everybody how you can use a speed square. VLC Woodworking says, always Heather, one big family. That's how we roll, man. That's how we roll. That one crafting channel I was telling you about where the dude had a terrible attitude. Heather went on his thing yesterday. Dude was just yucking it up, playing the guitar, no problem. Had 70 some people in the chat. That's why I wasn't going to entertain it. It's usually me, Pilato. But sometimes Heather makes dinner. It's not something she doesn't do, but she likes it when I cook. I like to cook, so I don't mind. I picked this particular southern yellow pine because of the positioning that it was cut from the tree. I looked at this board and I was like, that's perfectly cut from the tree. Let's go. Like, how did I find that? But the problem was that it was like over dried at the kiln. So this one is super, super dry and really, really flaky. There you go. VLC said, make an Italian sausage dip. Don't make me get hungry out here. Carrie wants you to make her dinner. All right, we're laid out on both sides. Now we just got to cut, chisel. I'm gonna have to break down another 2x4 to get to the end of this bed project. You'll want to know the first thing that I learned when I got into woodwork that I didn't expect to learn. When you get a big slab of beautiful wood, don't cut it. Do not take beautiful pieces of wood and turn them into small things. Use the scraps for that. Try to think of what you can make that's large with that first. Then take the scraps and do small stuff with it. John McNally says he lives in Maine. Heather says we're in North Carolina. That's true. Pilato and I live 8 hours away. Oh, you up in Idaho? There, Carrie, or are you up in like Washington or something? Last time I was in Maine and New Hampshire was 2015. I was up there in the White Mountains. Gorham, southern Maine. And I was in New Hampshire on the border. I was staying in New Hampshire on the border with Maine. Near Mount Washington, you know. Beautiful. Unbelievably beautiful area. Fullcraft Fade-In said, for hand saw cuts, I would really recommend a knife ball. It guides the saw. Well, Wes does it. Happy Monday. Super chat. Wes does it. Wood clap coming in. Sorry about that, whoever was right, chat. Wes, my friend, coming in with the super chat. Appreciate you, Wes. Appreciate you. Wes is working hard today. I know he misses doing his stream right now. I almost wish I could pass it off to him right now. But that's all right. I got to be more careful with this wood, guys, because, oh, by the way, thanks again. And if Wes has something to say, obviously, this is the opportunity to say something and get these folks' attention. Wes has an awesome channel, so as I plugged him before, John, definitely check out Wes's channel. Wes is a seasoned contractor. John's in the chat, Wes. John's been a contractor. I recommended your channel because it's from the perspective of a guy who is a contractor for his entire career. So, and Wes is working on a job today, so he's currently a contractor as well. And we appreciate Wes and his donation very, very much. Wes's channel, Wes Does It. To say it's blowing up is an understatement. Channel is, sky's the limit right there, man. And let me take this as an opportunity, since Wes put that super chat in, to tell you the same as Wes would tell you. Find your favorite channel if you're spending your time there and become a member. And I know I'm preaching. See how easily that came up right there, y'all? Y'all can't see that, can you? Find your favorite channel and subscribe, but also become a member, because right now is pivotal. Public TV is going away. What you're going to have is what you are willing to support, basically. And right now, that's a lot of YouTube stuff. So, not saying that you only have us as options, but definitely subscribe to the channel and become a member of a channel that you care about. Bro, I saw a Popeye's chicken sandwich commercial. My membership, West membership, less than a Popeye's chicken sandwich, man. It's less than a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Literally. It's not a life decision. You don't like it, you cancel it. You don't feel connected to us, or we don't feel like we listen to you, you cancel it. Very easy, too. Very, very easy. I'm a member of the Wes's channel as well. Let me put that out there. I'm also a member of Mike is Making Stuff. Yeah, I had no idea what was going to happen with that thing. I thought it was going to be flaky. I didn't know it was going to like... It's different than that Douglas fir for sure. This is Southern Yellow Pine, so they are different in how they behave. Somebody was talking about a knife wall. That's kind of what I do when I do a stop cut. Probably another name for it. Yeah, man, I used to love me some Popeyes till I was diagnosed with celiac, man. I can't eat it anymore. Pizza too, man. That's one of the things I miss the most. Pizza. Croissants. Bagels. Right. Right, Carrie. That's what this is. It's just... And YouTube is pushing us to do it, but I know why, because the algorithm is unfair. You know, it's not going to put small creators in a place where they can make income. The only way we're going to make income is by building our communities with support. And Wes knows that. I know that. A lot of other folks are learning that. Yeah, we do cauliflower crust. No, it's not too bad, Robert G. That's what I eat. That, and if they can make it out of other starches, you know. Tapioca is good for that too. But it's just not the same, as you might know. Wes does it, got a channel that has great lighting. I mean, great topics that people love. Right now he's working on a violin, a tiny violin, charm, like a pendant. People are loving that. He's doing a great job on that. He's layering different contrasting woods. We also just finished a couple mallets, which I won both. And I don't know how that happened. So we are going to take that first mallet, and then if Murphy is around, Pelado with the super chat, Pelado. Thank you, Pelado. Thank you, Wes. We appreciate those super chats so very, very, very much. And thank you for keeping it moving in the chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm humbled. I am humbled by the support that I've received from this community. And that's all I can say about that. This is going to be tricky right here. Knife Wall's right about this. I think when he says knife wall, I think he means an etched stop cut, but he'll have to elaborate on that for me. Once again, thank you to Wes Does It. Thank you to Pelado for those donations. We really, that's what we depend on here to make this happen. Very, very, very brittle right now, is what it looks like. Oh no, Carrie with the $50 super chat. I might zoom back out so y'all can see my whole face. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. We are so happy and so thankful to have you here. We were happy and thankful before you put $1 into us, but we're definitely happy and thankful for your contributions. Carrie, friend of our program here, with the big time donation there. Big time super chat, $50 in the super chat. Hey, don't worry about that. All the more reason I got to get your mallet out to you, Carrie. Yeah, I decided I was going to send you a mallet on Friday night, so we're going to send that out to you. And I don't know, Carrie, if you, there's a couple other things around here. You know, Heather and I make craft soap. So if you're interested in a couple bars of like our craft soap or candles, we'd love to send you some of that too, along with your mallet as just part of our token of our appreciation for you. We have some beautiful candles with concrete vessels, and we have some soap here. I told Heather I probably would send you some anyway. So we'll pick out, I'll talk to you. Also need to talk to you on Discord to get your address. So yeah, we appreciate you so much. We appreciate Pilato with that gift, and we appreciate Wes. All three of you guys. It's not about the amount of gift, it's that you came out of your pocket, folks. And so thankful. Whoops, let's move that back up. So thankful. Appreciate y'all so much. And keep it moving here. My watch thinks I'm washing my hands. Heather's taking, I'm sure, notes on all these super chats and stuff, so we make sure we show y'all a little bit on. Oh yeah, we make soy candles, soy wax candles with kind of the higher end scent oils and natural and essential oils, but mostly scented oils because essential oils don't broadcast, throw scent like the other ones should. So we use scents from Candle Science, this company, not to plug them or anything, because they don't really deserve it. But Candle Science, one of the more expensive scent producers there is. So we got candles galore up in here, and definitely when people make gifts to the channel, we don't mind like sending y'all a couple bars of craft soap or candles or something. But when we pack this Carrie's mallet up, which I believe is this one here. This is the mallet that I made that was dedicated to Carrie, I believe. John McNally, we appreciate you, buddy. John McNally, lifetime contractor, with a $10 super chat, and we appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by. I'm glad you're becoming part of the community. We're happy to have somebody with your skill and experience around. I was happy to hear your criticism earlier, to be honest with you, man. I love having that kind of experience in the room. And thank you for rewarding my vibe with a super chat. And thank you, everybody, all of the folks that super chatted. John, Carrie, Wes, and Pilato. All those super chats, we are incredibly thankful for those. Humbled by the support. We really do. We really do. We genuinely care about fostering a good community here. That is actually that's our MO here. I was a teacher for 17 years, and that was what I did in the classroom, and I didn't worry about how much money I was getting then. So I appreciate y'all's donations, but we're gonna keep doing the right thing for you guys, regardless of whether you have money or not. You know. So thank you so much, and I don't want to understate or overstate that. There's no way I could overstate it. We get this wood bender in here, we're gonna be doing big things. Big things. I didn't quite get to the outside of that line there, did I? One more time, I want to thank all of my super chat donations, folks. Palato, Wes, Carrie, and John. All of those donations will go to making this channel better, you know? We're making this channel great again. Making this channel great, period. Sorry, had to throw that in there. Don't take anything. Don't take any subtle things from that. I don't care about politics. Scoodoobie says, I enjoyed this live and the chat. Got to know some of you a little better. Have to get back to my day jobs. Take care, folks. See you later, Scoodoobie. Yes, all those donos did. Heather B said they all keep this channel on the air. Very, very literally. Yep. Thanks, Scoodoobie, for hanging out. See you soon. Pilato said, see you next time, Scood. And we thank Pilato again. We thank Wes again. And we thank John again. And if there's anything those folks want to say, anything they want to plug, let's plug Wes's live. And then I'll ask John if he has a business he wants me to plug on here. Just by chance, if somebody from his area is watching and he has basically a virtual business card to give out. John, if you want me to plug your business in here, I'd be happy to do that, dude. Carrie, shoot. We're so thankful for Carrie. I've been talking about that all weekend. So happy to have Carrie from wherever she came from. I have some idea. I heard some of the stuff she said in the chat. I was reading some of the stuff and Heather told me. So I do have some idea of where you came to us from. You know, and I know what the vibe there is, so I'm not surprised. Probably won't hurt that guy much, but we don't want to hurt anyone. We just want to be in the right community where we fit in, where we feel like a member, we feel like we're contributing, we feel like we're appreciated and we belong. You know, that's what everybody wants. They want to belong. We appreciate you, Carrie. And we love you too. If you come just a little diagonally, you can mitigate that the possibility that you draw up the grain too far, right? And get too deep into that grain. Like, I know what y'all know what I'm talking about when you kind of blow stuff out. But if you just come from a little bit diagonally, sometimes that'll do it. Yeah, we all have issues with our actual families. I mean, I love my children. It's not my children. But definitely our families and our extended families, Heather and I, we struggle with those. Not all of them. We love our peoples. It's not that. Love is complicated. Families are complicated. I used to know the social services guy. He was head of social services where I lived. And he's like, man, I would go to a house and find a person giving the baby a bottle that was full of beer. And they didn't even know that when social services came, they weren't supposed to give the baby beer anymore, right? And then they would take the child away. Often they would be punished by the child being taken away. And but the child would inevitably go back to the family, be given back to the family, which is the right thing to do. Even if they're giving the baby beer, you just have to learn not to do that.